Hello, humans, ghouls, and mutate fools. Welcome to the channel Beware Mutate Zombies. I am Mara, Mutate Zombie, and you don't need to beware me because my eyes hurt. Like, okay, so I have an eye patch, right? And the other eye, as you can see, is definitely zombie-esque, because, you know, bloodshotness, and definitely shouldn't be able to see through this thing, but I can. Uh, so, yeah, they're not doing well today, and I'd rather not go on the offensive just to raise havoc. I'm good. I'm good. Um, I would much rather rest them. So I probably also should not be playing this game while wanting to rest my eyes. But I want to finish this game like really, really badly. I need to finish it. So thankfully, it's not a image heavy game. Like it's not flashing lights and lots of action. It's just words and images that are just the slow images. Mask of the Rose is the game that we're playing today, if that wasn't obvious. Ha 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 ha. So, yes, we're gonna finish that. Well, we're gonna continue playing it and hopefully finish it soon. Please, soon. Probably not soon. We're in the second season, and chances are we're gonna go through a full year before it's like, oh, hey, you finished the game. Hopefully, I'll find a job, make money. Hopefully, we'll find out who actually killed David. Maybe we'll find out some other secrets. But yes, so we'll go ahead and start this game, and hopefully, my eyes will feel better soon. Yes, yes. Okay, on to the game. Okay, not gonna recall the past, there's nothing there. Build a story. I don't think... question of survival. I think I've done all I can with this. Oh, met in revolution. Ah, there we go. Mr. Page has made laws forbidding mapping because it knew that that the floor of the Neath would shift anyhow. The maps would become obsolete and the citizens grow frightened. It was better to allow people to think their own memories were at fault. The typical Londoner credulously believed its propaganda even when it warned against using quite common street names. The citizen of London engaged in subversive acts of secretive cartography. Encoded maps were passed from hand to hand. The masters were outflanked. Intimidated. Despite considerable fear, Mr. Page is the typical Londoner engaged in subversive acts. Collected love stories. Despite considerable fear, the typical Londoner invented false and implausible tales of romance, the better to confuse the masters. The path was laid for the... Yeah, sure, let's go with that. And, let's go with gullible. Yes. Close. Route to revolution. And then build story, Phoebe tampering. I'm still curious of Phoebe. The other day I was thinking of something though. Hold on. I want to see if... Oh, nope, I can't. Okay. I was just curious if... I take if the culprit and the motivator can swap, but apparently not. Okay, let's go ahead, head outside. Oh, Devil's Townhouse, Hogslade Market, Landon's Townhouse, the Synagogue, Barrett's Shop. I want to see if... Oh, build friendships, see whether Harjeet needs anything, ask to show route, present my theory of the murder. No, it's... no. I need to go and get things from Ferret's shop. I only have 4 flipping coins. I'd very much like to have more money. Hopefully I'll be able to ask Ferret some questions, because Archie wouldn't let me ask anything. Ooh, push on Archie's story of innocence. Ooh, maybe that'll let me. Let's go check out Ferret first. Buy ingredients. Ah, crap. I need 5. See whether Ferret needs anything. Look into Ferret's goods for sale. Man, I need money. How to get money? Look into Ivy's goods. Interview Ivy about Phoebe as a suspect. See whether David needs anything. Interview David about any motives for Archie. I guess I need to push on Archie's story of innocence, because, like, I need to find out, like, if Phoebe actually was involved. I bet you I'm not going to be able to solve Archie's mystery or pay Horatia back because I lost the only form of income this game has. I bet you guys dollars to donuts that I've screwed myself over by getting fired. Someone to see you, Archie. Flirt. Mention the demand for surface tea. Mention the demand for surface tea. I recount the newspaper story. There are children in the streets scraping over the tiny supplies of surface tea. Oh? There are more urchins than there ever used to be. I guess that makes sense. They would have survived a lot easier than an adult because of how small they are. As usual, I make a black joke of it. You remember the foal as well as I do, I wouldn't wonder. Better perhaps I was right with you. Or have you forgotten? Or better perhaps I was with you. Yeah. He pronounces himself glad to hear anything of the outside world in any case. Get his permission to ask more questions. Ask no more questions. Yeah, ask more questions. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about David's murder? Anything that might help you to clear my name, ask away. Ask what was said about the surface. Ask what was said about the illness. Ask about natural causes. Drop. What? What? None of this seems like maybe these two. The illness and natural causes, but it wasn't natural causes. The guy said he was poisoned. So, ask what was said about the illness. Was he upset with you about the illness, or you with him? I did what I could, and he knew I did. What was out of my power, he knew was beyond me. He did say it was the Nath to blame. The food and the air weren't good for him, he said. That makes sense. What about the surface? What did David say about the surface then? He meant to set up passage back above as soon as could be. He said he knew folk in Livorno and they would be up the coast from Cumae. I have no idea if I said that right. And would commission a ship. I cannot say I understood all he said on the matter of ventures and investors and the laying of the Atlantic telegram cable. He took that for a tale of what to avoid, I reckon. But he did say that when the services was running, if I nae found another road home, he would give me a ticket aboard. Oh, well, that's nice of him. That's about natural causes. Ask what medicines Archie's been trying to make. Yes. What is it you've been trying to make? There's an old medicine in the pharmaceutical books. Venetian treacle was its common name. Oh my god. Theoric mithridaceum to those that had some teaching. It's said to cure every sort of ailment at once, and ward off poisons too while you're about it. I needed a lot of strange ingredients, but it seemed to me the Neath has new complaints we haven't seen on the surface. So we could do with a bit of cure-all, long as we haven't worked out the particular science. So it's like a panacea. Okay. I've been giving it to David Landau, but I ran out the last day. Had to give him a more usual stomach seller instead. Nothing I'd not give to anyone and everyone. Ask about natural causes. Do we know it was murder? David Landau was already sickly. I mean, he didn't seem super sickly when we first met him, so. If he hadn't been ill, he wouldn't have needed your services. If he hadn't been ill, he wouldn't have needed your services in the first place. His illness was not the sort to kill a man. It was not more than a complaint of digestion. It was not more than a complaint of the digestion. It should not have ended his life, certainly not all of a sudden. Ask about Archie's alibi. Yes. Do you have an alibi for the time when David died? Och, nay, I was in the Landau's house, that's true. Not that it weren't fair crowded come that. Rachel was always there, as if she did not trust me to dose her brother, which I doubt she changed her mind on a light. Then there was the housekeeper, and Rachel's gentleman caller came in the morning. That caused it to do. And what was there in the morning but a postman collecting their letters for the delivery to surface? Delivery to the surface. Letters for delivery to the surface. Oh, that happened right then? I thought it was after. Okay. Grizz always said she couldn't arrange for me for love nor money for all her acquaintance with Mr. Pages. The Landows had got mail and were sending their reply again by return of post, just like London never fell at all. That's weird. While you were treating David Landau, did the two of you argue? Also, he didn't mention the dressmaker. There was supposed to be a dressmaker there too. Night, not a bit of that. We talked on his illness, and when the news came on the mail from the surface, we talked on that. Night ill feeling in it. Is the dressmaker and the post person the same person? There's a brief lull in the conversation. Archie considers whether there's anything to add. Come back as soon as you like. Tomorrow if it suits you. Decide to kiss, I'm in love. Decide to marry, I'm in no hurry. I shake my head to clear, ruminations are gone. That leaves another errand for the day. Begged passage to the surface arrived by something canal. Cumaean. Envenomed post. Would she know? Would Ivy know? I don't think Ivy would know. See whether Milton knows of a motive for Archie. Like, I want to ask Milton questions, but... hold on. Where is story? This. What if it was someone who assisted? Someone wanted health for love David, regarded a relationship, had an unknown purpose. Had an unknown purpose. Let's see. The one that I want in here isn't here. Can I choose someone over here? No. Oh, I can. Okay. Had unknown purpose. There's no... I just saw the letter thing, though. Where's the letter thing? I just saw it, though. Maybe I should see the Karems. Who done it? Let's see. Let's see. A nameless individual did not think as humans do. The Carringhams fell in love with David. Not really. A nameless individual did not think as humans do. The Carringhams regretted a past relationship. A nameless individual sent passionate letters trying to attract their attention. The Carringhams sent them adulterous letters. Surface, the Carringhams individual felt humiliated. They poisoned David with arsenic disguised as medicine, and the Carringhams wanted to avoid blame. Cancel. Just I want to go back. I want to go back to my previous one. The Carringhams most of all wish for unknown benefits. Phoebe for David's love. The Carringhams sent passionate letters trying to attract her attention. Trying to attract her attention. Phoebe swapped rat poison for the medicine Archie used. The Carringhams felt humiliated. One of them dosed David with the tainted medicine, knowing about the exchange that Phoebe had made earlier. What? The Carringhams felt humiliated. One of them dosed David with the tainted medicine, knowing about the exchange that Phoebe had made earlier. Okay. Phoebe most of all wished for a missing family. The Carringhams were a clean slate after past relationships. Phoebe begged David her passage to the surface, the Carringhams told her a concoction of lies, encouragement that stirred up her resentment against David. Then Baby grew jealous of David's family. She poisoned David with arsenic disguised as medicine. The Carringhams wanted the murders to succeed. The Carringhams lied about everything. Maybe that's it? Let's go. Interview Ivy about Phoebe as a suspect. Yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and see whether Ferret needs anything, because maybe he'll give me money. I should change for sure. I want to get to know people better. I don't want to go gallivanting. Okay. That'll do. Lilac, it's good to see you. I really like the music that plays with him. It's fun. Offer a grumpy greeting, express relief and surprise, come straight to the point. There's something I wish to discuss. I meant to ask you whether there's anything I can help you with. I nod at Ferret's updated sign. Times are changing, I see. Well, the sign was giving me a bit of professional headache, truth be told. Oh, hey, it is all holiday themed. That's cool. Rats, moles, spiders. Instruction and conversion. What? Conversion. Hard to look myself in the eye at the end of the day's work. What with being a rat catcher and there being talking vermin. Sorry, I shouldn't say vermin. I'm told it ain't polite. Not that I've been talking to him, obviously. Question about that obvious falsehood. Do nothing to stem this tide of confidences. Question whether rats have any notion of etiquette anyway. Do nothing to stem this tide of confidences. I raise my eyebrows. I found one of them in a trap in the pantry. Well, I says pantry. Cupboard above the stove. Speaking piteously, he was enough to make a statue weep. Also, I just realized I did not set my timer. I'm playing for how long and did not set my timer? Oh no. It's gonna be longer than 30 minutes. I'm so sorry. I hear mice. Which they've not started doing down here yet, I hasten to add. I raise an eyebrow, thinking of Horatius' lieutenant. Yeah. Oh Lord, bless us and save us. Tell me not a word of it. Well, any road, long story short, once I'd apologized, we struck up quite the repartee, which is a long way around of introducing you to Algie here. Algie? Where? Where? A rat darts from across the counter and bounds onto your shoulder where it sits, whiskers twitching. Oh, so cute! Wait, what do you mean item required? I get to keep him? I beg your pardon, it's just easier to make myself heard from up here. Algernon. Oh, hey. And it is not algae rat catcher. That sounds like something one finds in the common sort of pond. My name is Algernon. Anyway, a very good day to you, friend of Ferret. Make a polite introduction, joke that the rat is a better friend of Ferret. Is a better friend for Ferret. Make a reluctant introduction. Polite. He's all dressed all nice and stuff. Delight to meet you, Algernon. A pleasure to meet someone for whom the queens comes naturally. What? There's nothing wrong with me English. Yes, there is. For all this, I lodged at Westminster School. This has all been quite a shock, let me tell you. Some of us had to work for our education. People are funny about rats still. It's in spite of the talking. I wondered about finding a means of legitimism. The church, perhaps. I imagine vergers with whiskers. Well, more whiskers. I couldn't imagine a better sign of the times being changed than getting rats in pews. Of course, we need to make it official. Get some kind of presbyterate. No, that's not the word. What was it you said about the who's it? Precedent. That's it. We need one of them to make the rats nice and official. Suggest this is likely to cause upset. Refrain from comment. I'm not saying nothing. Wait, there's a request coming, I can tell. Will you help us? Will I get paid? Assist in constructing a history of rats. With your ministry connections, it should look that bit more official. I don't have any ministry connections. I got fired. And if there's later steps to be taken up with the church, I'm on best terms with the vicar. The church does look unkindly on using the wafers in traps. I can't imagine why. Agree, simply, laugh, refuse. Agree. Why not? I'll consider a story of how rats came to know language. Knew you'd come through. Make it seem innocent, eh? But not too subservient. Story that make talking rats acceptable to the church and who's it? Maybe they was leftovers from Noah's time, or some holy fool found her way down here and told him how to squeak properly. Goodbye for now, Algie. Enjoy your time with your new pal. I tolerate this indignity only if it means alternate companionship. I shall miss you too. Aww, seek social acceptance for Algernon. There's a brief lull in conversation. Finish the conversation. Goodbye. Do come back, especially if you have anything of a verminous nature that wants looking into. Or if you meet with any likely urchins that wants to apprentice. I went looking for the ragged school, but they ain't to be found where they used to be. It's getting a bit late. I should start heading home. A rat taught speech, rescued, still wanders beneath, distrusted. Why don't you give me a job? I need the money. Oh, okay, so I give it to the vicar then, I guess. Okay. So once upon a time, someone of unusual insight or power was passing through the Neath. A nameless individual conferred on him the knowledge of human tongues. Okay, taught speech. Is deceased. Swore eternal gratitude. Joined congregation. Rodent domestication. Once upon a time, someone of unusual insight or power was passing through the Neath. A nameless individual did something for the rat in all its kind. A rat rendered mannerly thanks for this kind service. A rat joined their congregation and worshipped faithfully under this leadership. A nameless individual perished long ago. I guess that works. Forgive me for interrupting everybody. I have something I'd very much like you all to see. It was asking me about my work with Mr. Pages. I very much hope I'm not about to be confronted with a version of him in clay. Oh hey, there's Harjeet and Horatia. Dolls are lifelike but imprinted with cheeky caricature that reflect the essence of the original. I hope these are to your liking. I took inspiration from a show near Hogslane Market I saw. It involved marionettes and what I took to be a crocodile. These are entirely charming, Mr. Moss. Yours has her nose in the air, Grizz. I did not notice that. Look, yours is wagging her finger, telling somebody off, no doubt. I believe she is emphatically making a point, that's all. I think these will do nicely, Mr. Moss. It's just they are best kept amongst intimates, worry that he will bring them to life, agree with enthusiasm. They are very cool. They are a fine example of their craft. Oh, and you have so few to compare them to. I think they're wonderful. Indeed, even if I'd seen 1,000, eventually I'd find these 3 my favorite. I am glad my work has provided satisfaction. I suppose I have differed from my king's own project in one crucial respect, however. I could not keep from including your particulars in the project. You are also fully formed already. I couldn't help but include your character. Suggest I would have preferred a blank slate. Tell Moss this was the correct approach. Be noncommittal. Eh. No, I think this was the right way to go about it. I am glad. Artistic expression of this kind is not encouraged in polythreme. The conductor controls the choir, not the other way around. I am glad my humble efforts find favor here. Speaking of which, I must get back to my tasks. I don't wish to give Mrs. Chapman cause to fret. Go to sleep. 294 days since the fall, 11 days remain in the season of Yule. I'm not going to have any money for gifts or nothing. As usual, I resort to the morning papers. The headline today reads, Initial exploration of sunken parliament retrieves prelapsarian artifacts, speaker's mace, jubilee crockery, ministerial remains, pig, deceased. Why was there a pig in parliament? Alright, let's go outside. Where is... No. Who do I give the thing to? Show a theory of rat speech to ferret. Okay. Go to ferret shop and hand over Archie's list. I need money. Craft questions with unknowns to ask people. Revise theory with new information until I'm happy. Report the results to Harjeet. Craft a manifesto about how London should respond to the Masters. Make sure Archie has what he needs to deliver it. Recall the past and try to remember where I might have seen Lucien. Oh! Do I have more? Do I have more? Go back. Go back. Recall past. Do I have more? Sometimes now I try to remember the surface. Oh, okay, I do have more. What it was like before the fall, when we all still lived in the world of day and night, winter and summer. When Grizz kept her distance from the other lodgers and wore gowns. When there was enough food on the table and it wasn't always the same. Sometimes I can't get my memory to go back further than the night of the fall. Lucien, just before the fall, Christmas preparations were different before the fall formation, Grizz were less... Yeah, Lucien just before the fall. That's what I'm trying to remember. It wasn't the night of the fall, it was a little earlier, when we were still on the surface. Just a few days before. I saw a party of drunk men, most older and quite distinguished, but accompanied by a younger officer. He was the most drunk of all, but he kept talking about warning everyone. He was obsessed with some grotesque impending disaster. What disaster? Something to do with theft and darkness. I can't recall now, a conversation half overheard, half a street away. But the end is that the men got tired of his insistences and his drunkenness. So they hoisted him under his arms and carried him, half resisting, into one of the houses across the street from Chapman's. That is, into a house that is no longer there. Oh, okay. Build my friendship, ask Harjeet, present my theory of murder, tell Harjeet I know of Lucian's fate. I'm satisfied with this. I want to appear friendly. I'm about to give him some bad news. Good morning, Lilac. Volunteer to join the rounds. Mention the exploration of Parliament. Come straight. Yeah, volunteer to join the rounds. Would you like company on your rounds? If you wish to come along on my rounds, we can check both sides of the street at once. It should be faster to clear the area. So we check on all the empty houses in the neighborhood and making sure that nothing untoward has moved into them. We do find one house that has obviously been vacated very recently. Harjeet gathers the usable things, a couple of coats, a half-drunk bottle of spirits. He does not say where he thinks the owners have gone. Finally, we work our way back around to our own familiar courtyard. Horatio's house is well anchored. Whatever else moves, Chapman stays put. Harjeet claps me on the shoulder. Recount my memory of Lucian. I tell Harjeet the story of what I saw when Lucian was drunk. Tell me everything. Was he angry? Hurt? Did he strike anyone? Could you hear who it was he wanted to warn? I explain everything I can. Then he's beyond my help, beyond my reach. I'm sorry. You remember things I've forgotten. The buildings might still be there if approached rightly. Oh, the building might still be there if approached rightly. Sometimes one can find one's way around the fold. But it's hard to find places I never saw in the first place. Show footage, listen neutrally. Don't flirt. He's talking about his long-lost lover. From a certain point of view, I am one of Lucian's personal effects. A thing that should not be here if he did not exist. A thing that might be edited out of the Neath in time. I think when I forget him, I will also vanish. Aww. Admit confusion. I don't follow. How is that even possible? Things get lost in the Neath. I don't know why, I only know what happens. I dread the thought of being swept away. Would you cease to exist? Die? Or only go back to the surface? There are stories in the newspaper, apocryphal or not, I don't know, of people who, after a period in the Neath, found themselves walking in some sunlit field above. Or maybe I would be in the Punjab again, back among my own people. They say Duleep Singh has gone back there. With London gone and the Queen fallen below, there was nothing to prevent him from returning to Lahore. Perhaps he is even now restoring our empire to its former state. So you want to go back? A few months ago, I wanted nothing more. But my love for Lucian was also so imperative. If the cost of my homecoming was to forget him, I am not sure I could have brought myself to do it. Take a darkly sympathetic view of matters. Thank her for trusting me and discourage further. Take a darkly sympathetic view on matters. I'll just thank you for trusting me with your words. Thank you for trusting me. You're welcome. Offer friendship, confide. Ask Harjeet. Confide. There are so many things in my life that I share with no one. Things that are not secret or even private, but that are beyond companionship. The memory of my home, my faith, the intricate politics of the court in Lahore, which I learned in childhood and cannot forget. Now I'm adding to those all the empty buildings that I alone see. Do you have any such things of your own, in which communication entirely fails? Talk about my friends that were, answer truthfully about something else. Deflect jokingly. Talk about my friends that were. I tell them about growing up in a shop, always half underfoot. About the peculiar traditions of our own trade, never quite like even the shop next door. About our favorite customers and our least favorite. England is not always kind even to its own, it seems. Move lightly to new topics. Yeah, let's keep talking. I laugh, but I let the subject drop. Friend, I have no family here, and I think you also have none. Am I right? Say he's right. Say there are a few people I think of that way. Say I hold out hope of finding my people. There are a few people I think of that way. Yeah, there are a few people I'd regard as my family, like Horatia, even if they're not related by blood. I'd be honored to consider you a friend. As kin, in fact. Someone to whom I hold a higher obligation than the law. Not that I would take to criminal endeavors on your behalf, but if I were called upon to be a constable where you were concerned. I am explaining poorly. Assure him he's explaining well, wonder if I can live up to what he needs. Tease him. You're explaining well. I understand. I understand your meaning completely. At the moment, I am only in my badge. There's no one who knows me in a different role. I miss being a brother, a cousin, a son. I miss the Gardwara. I know I will never see my sister's sons again. I'll never hold my nephews on my lap, or... He stops. It sounds as though I am asking you to be a compensation for something lost. That is not what I meant to say. I mean, because all that is gone, I know that it means to find someone new. Say I've been hoping to be friends, shut this down, say that I'm not sure. Yeah, I'd like to be his friend. He's grown on me. I've been hoping to be friends, Constable Singh. I've been thinking about it for some time. Conclude with a handshake. I don't want to give him a hug, that's weird. I extend my hand, he looks at it thoughtfully for a moment, then shakes it. Welcome to the illustrious company of my friends. You are unique. I like that. That's a good title, Illustrious Company of Friends. I like that a lot. Okay, let's see here. I can't deliver the manifesto when I don't have the stuff. I don't have the money. There's nothing I can do there. I want money. I need money. Let's go ahead and speak with Ferret about the place of rats. I can hardly pursue this conversation without Algernon. Wait. Algernon is... where? He's a hat? Algernon is a hat? Wow. This must be suitable wherever I go, I feel. That is hilarious. Wearing Algernon, there's always the risk of the two of them will be thick as thieves and I won't get a word in. It pleases Ferret, though, seeing their old friend. I'm satisfied with this. This is hilarious. Oh, you brought back Algae. Allow Algernon's presence to make an impression. Offer assistance with something around the shop. Offer assistance around the shop. I need money. Is there any handiwork you need done around here? Any chance you might help me mend my traps? I'd be in your debt. Agree simply. Laugh as though the request were a joke. Refuse starkly. Agree simply if you give me money. Why not? So I spend a mostly agreeable hour repairing traps and cages. Now and then Ferret whistles tunelessly. There's something I found that I put by for you. It's been owned before, but it's clean enough. Didn't belong to any rats or spiders. Host of uses for it, too. It's difficult to sell with me other wares, it's the only thing. In fact, you might say it makes people question the law and where it all came from. So I'd be grateful if you take it off my hands. Prisoner's jacket. The jacket says I've spent time in prison. That's not how I acquired it. But it fits among the criminal fraternity and encourages a confrontational attitude. Lay out my story about rats finding a teacher. Can you give me money instead of clothes? Like, I'm cool with clothes and stuff, but I need money. I lay out the beginnings of my story, how the rats might have been trained and converted long ago. Now, Algernon here tells me that the rats might already have a dose of religion, which might be enough to give us an in. Well, silly as it sounds, when Westminster School fell with me in it, it was washed out to sea. I found myself clinging to a school desk and subsisting on chalk. But far below the water I saw a glow, like gold beneath the waves. I thought I spied a man, much too large. He held a goldsmith's lens and a tail. He waved at me. He waved me on. I thought it a dream, as one has when on the verge of death. I don't suppose this saint introduced himself? No. Seems as he might have better manners. The rules of ordinary etiquette are famously inapplicable to holy men. Much as I hate to bother a man busy bothering God, might be that the vicar's our next best bet. Silence falls. Finish conversation, because I have no money. I make an excuse to be going. By the by, if you do fancy a bit of visit now and then and warm your hands at the furnace, you're always welcome. No need to have official business before you drop in. I'll always happy to tell you what's in the vermin business. What's what in the vermin business. Accept and plan to befriend. Make it insultingly clear. Decline. Yeah, sure. I'll come by. I would like that. You give me a rat. We'll see what comes of this then, shall we? It's time to go home. Dwells underwater. Build story. Oh, it's gone. Okay. I don't think it is wise to have a Algernon on my head, so I won't. Horatio murmurs over her plate, a blessing, I think, for the food and for Archie too. I haven't felt like this before. I take it your employer is a skilled lover? I can't possibly answer that. You don't have enough points for comparison? How dare you? You raised the topic. I trusted that your sense of propriety would prevent taking the conversation in an unseemly direction. So you wanted advice, but none of that spoke to the facts of the matter. Enjoy the moment at Grizz's expense, demand detail, walk out. Demand detail. Please, don't admit any details. I know any number of women in domestic service who were seduced by someone in the household. It's a common situation. I'm not in domestic service. No, I could see there are a few points of difference now you mention it. Your situation is less likely to end in a bundle for the baby farm, but I wonder if there are even greater dangers. It seems difficult, but we've done all sorts of difficult things before. We make plans in case tragedy strikes the need. Anything I can think of to fear, I can think of a way to fight it out. Has Mr. Page said he means to make a life with you? Joke, stay, walk out of this conversation. Joke. Or are you the only one planning ahead for all your future tragedies? It's so important to look ahead to the same goals. It hasn't expressed its views, but I know it's hot. Oh, well, Miss Griselda, you have a home here as long as you want it. We can even defend you, to a point. You're not expecting this to end well. I don't need a divine gift of prophecy to see there isn't anything see where this isn't going. I should have mentioned this to you. For a moment, no one speaks. Make sure to help clear the dishes. When the meal is over, I give Horatio a hand clearing up. Good of you, my friend. Since I can't pay anything, since I have no money. Go straight to sleep. Okay, so I guess now I go to the vicar. "10 days remain in the season of Yule." Grizz leaves me the newspaper after she's read of the political import. The headline today reads, Bazaar distributes Echo currency for purchase of food and fuel. Echo currency? Recall the past. I reach for another memory of the jumbled grab bag. Christmas preparations before the fall. Horatio and Grizz were less comfortable. After the fall, there was a time when I didn't go to dinners. Christmas preparations. Oh, that's pretty. What morbid things are you reading now? It's the Illustrated London News. That's worse. What have they got this time? Engravings of the latest executions? The crowd gathered to see the deaths? Would it be like that again? They don't hang as many people as they used to. At least Archie isn't accused of treason. They behead and quarter people for that offense, though not very often. It's the Queen and Prince Albert and the children and a Christmas tree. Ah, they're sending that round again, are they? Then, this I recall, she took the picture and put it up in the frame of a mirror for decoration. Well, that's cute. Okay. Head outside. There we go, St. Albans. Whoa. Build my friendship. Ah, I see. Speak about bringing London's rats into society. I'll change. I'll wear the rat on top of my head. I feel like it's not the best, but I'll go ahead. One must hope Theophilus does not have a prejudiced fear of vermin. I feel like he would. Like, I feel like this is the wrong choice to make, but I mean, he can make his own case, I guess. I'm satisfied with this. He'll probably be like, blasphemy, damnation, and demons. I find Theophilus reviewing the notes of his sermon. Flirt, talk about things that interest him, come straight to the point. Talk about things that interest him. Theophilus falls into a reminiscing mood, trying to recall debates he had as a younger man in seminary, or debates he overheard. He didn't have a taste for evangelism or asceticism, did not see the allure of Methodism or Catholicism, did not imagine he could improve matters by convincing dissenters out of their dissent. He saw all the earnest debates on this score as a kind of trifling, which did not convey solace in the face of the greatest losses, such as the death of a spouse, or repair a wrong relationship to one's God. Once, he found more value in prayer than the doctrine. Private prayer to settle the doubts of one's own soul, and public liturgy to bind one to the community of faith. There is a wistful quality in all he has to say on the subject. In the dark below, parishioners have new requirements. You seem to be accompanied. No need to rack your cranium on my account, Reverend. I am new to the parish, though I hope this will not be my last visit. Indeed, I intend to be the first of many. That is good to hear. Oh, he's taking this well. Okay, his face didn't change into anything terrifying, so okay, cool. Ask Theophilus about Ferret's request. I have a request from Ferret. Ah, the rat catcher. They are not a member of this parish, though I have sought their service on occasion. Which brings us to the point. Ferret may not be a member, but I should like to be. I have mused on this matter since it came to my attention. What can God mean by making the animals speak? Though I understand it is only a few, cats, rats, bats, ravens. I wondered at our proximity to hell that this was an infernal device. We hear of familiars and such in the trials of Lancashire and King James. Antiquated superstition. Can't die in vain? And then I wonder if it is a sign from the Almighty, whereby speech is bestowed upon the most innocent, a last attempt to save us. The animals knew before Noah when the flood was to come. I'm afraid I remain, like St. Thomas, full of doubt. Ask Algernon's opinion on the matter. And what do you think, Algernon? You wouldn't be converting us, Reverend. Apparently, a holy person has already gone ahead and done the hard labor. You would merely be confirming that which is already fact. I am given to understand by the dock rats that this saint has already brought the rats down here to religion. Who? Make various learned but unlikely suggestions. There are saints of every stripe down here. Assume this supposed saint will turn out to be something horrible. Various learned but unlikely suggestions. Suggest there are saints of every stripe. Learned but unlikely suggestions. Perhaps St. Gertrude found her way down here, from whence flowed her mystical powers. Or maybe St. Francis, he liked to wander. Or St. Roche, perhaps he heals rats as well as men in times of plague. Or perhaps St. Guinevere had a change of heart. A saint for everything, it seems. But I doubt any of those holy ascetics suffered the need. The rat catcher, Ferret that is, says the rats of the docks speak of a prophet, who teaches the New London rats to speak. Well, if the rats of this place have been converted already, a ceremony might be arranged to formally bring them into the fold. A baptism of the rats. If, of course, I can see any evidence that this saint exists, and has performed such a conversion. A hagiography should do, with associated miracles. A story about the saint, he seems. Oh, he means. I understand there is a new archival institution near the bazaar. It gathers the riches of our libraries and sifts through their materials to ensure compliance. The masters, I understand, employ Londoners to go about this work. If there is any truth in this story of rats, I imagine it would be there. Plan to look into this matter. Find a patron saint for rats. I want to believe, but like St. Thomas, I require proof. Until then, I really must see to the script. At least he didn't act all scary. Oh. Oh, what is that? Something has landed on the roof. What is it? Is it a giant bat? It sees us. Oh, jeez. What are you? What the fuck was that? Bat. make light of this obvious danger, point out that it's far, far too large to be a bat, calmly ask whether it visits often. Does it visit often? Yeah. Is that thing a frequent visitor? Oh, Jesus. No, but it has come enough times that I'm familiar with its noises. It's landed there a few times before, especially when the choir is practicing. Recommend the purchase of a good rifle. Suggest it is drawn to the music. Say nothing until it goes away. Suggest it's drawn to the music. Perhaps it likes music. Just as well as the opera has been suspended in that case. It might have carried off half of the society by now. Oh, Jesus. Stop trying to take the temple down. Thing up there is gone. The Tenterground synagogue's in better condition than our little church. I wondered whether that signifies the direction of divine approval. Flirt asked what happened to the church roof. Yeah, what happened? What happened to the roof? Ah, that. We must assume the fabric of the building sustained significant damage in the fall. The funny thing is, it held up for weeks, but shortly after Pentecost, it all came down. I choose not to construe this as an intervention of the Holy Spirit. Remark that the church must have been very shoddily built. Comment that at least there's no risk of rain. Congratulate him on his luck that no one was hurt. It's a good thing you weren't celebrating a service at the time. Or divinely providential. It was good of you to stop in. Lord, see you safely home again. Judging by the clock, I can afford another errand today. Cool. Is venerated rat prophet king. Feared predators fought a flying creature. Okay. Tell the story of the rat's patron. Oh. Taught speech. Dwells underwater. Swore eternal gratitude. Joined congregate. An unknown and a rat prophet king met in the depths of the Neath. An unknown did something for a rat prophet king. A rat prophet king was subdued into obedience to the church. What? A rat prophet king joined the congregation and worshipped faithfully under this leadership. Meanwhile, the unknown's deeds had offended the king of the deep sea. This was transformed. Oh, they was transformed into an island and sank beneath the waves. What? Rescued? An unknown rat prophet met in the depths of the Neath. An unknown did something for a rat prophet king. A rat prophet king was subdued into obedience into the church. A rat prophet king joined the congregation and worshipped faithfully under this leadership. Meanwhile, the unknown's deeds had offended the king. That? What? Okay. Whatever you say. Weird. Let's see here. Visit, deliver manifesto. I can't deliver the manifesto. There's nothing there. I can't buy ingredients because I had no money. Alright, let's go ask Milton. Because he was there. I must hope, Milton. I don't... Change. Thank you. You return, I see. To what do I owe the irritation? Get us permission to ask a few more questions. Ask more questions. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the murder? There's some things I don't understand. Yes. Clearing up human misunderstandings is one of my favorite pastimes. It is possible, of course, that you will get some answers you do not want. But that will just make the conversation more delicious. Explore whether Phoebe had a motive. Yeah, that's the only question I have, apparently. Simply ask whether Phoebe had reason to kill. React protectively despite the hostile tone. Make the mood even more disagree. No, just ask the question. Do your devilish soul inspection powers allow you to tell whether Phoebe had a motive for a murder? She did not want him dead, I am certain of that. It's possible, of course, that she knew he wouldn't remain in that state. Then one would have to ask who had something to gain from his temporary departure to the boatman, or the other alterations that results from that journey. There's a brief lull in conversation. Flirt asks about his work. Let's learn more about him. Ask about the person's building. Ask whether it's true that people collect souls. Simply ask about his work here. Yeah, what do you do here? What's up? Please hide nothing from me. I am consumed with curiosity. What is the nature of your work here? I am a gentleman of leisure, though I have devoted myself to cultivation of the arts. No doubt we'll meet again, Lilac. We can exchange further tokens of distrust next time. I only have platonic intentions toward him because he's odd. By now, Horatio will be wondering where I am. Told of impermanent murder. Build story. Boop. Oh, that's not what I want. This one. Okay, let's say this is Archie. Want to save patience. Bought rare ingredients. Made an honest mistake. Phoebe. Served an eldritch purpose. Told of impermanent murder. Served an eldritch purpose. Pretend not to. Okay. Archie most of all wished for health for the Neath. Phoebe for unimaginable and monstrous outcomes. Archie bought rare and strange ingredients for use in drugs. Phoebe explained that murder in the Neath need not be a permanent affair. Then Archie made an honest mistake through no fault of his own. He poisoned David with arsenic disguised as medicine. Phoebe remained unknowable. Phoebe feigned ignorance about the whole affair. Okay. Okay. Go down to supper. Archie's absence is a coldness in the air. I've been getting new supplies. New supplies, yes. A humid, fleshy odor rises from the basement if I stop in the stairwell. A scent like hot bacon and the sweetness of ripe fruit. I am forbidden to visit. We are all always forbidden to visit. Share some alarm about what's downstairs. Be open-minded about the guests in the basement. Chew and swallow. Every day's meal is finer, richer, more exotic. It isn't just the meat. There are spices I've never tasted before. Make sure to clear up the dishes after eating. When the meal is over, I give Horatio a hand clearing up. What are we eating? Good of you, friend. What are we eating? Go straight to sleep. "9 days remain in the season of Yule." I'm the first of the morning paper. Suck it, losers. The headlines today read, Pallid playwright's latest piece prescribed, indicted as infernal indoctrination. It continues in that vein. Thrinodes of Belgrave aggravates audience, arouses anarchy. The fuck? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I have been recording for way longer than I was supposed to be. So much longer. So, yes, a lot happened today. I really hope that we did not... I really hope that I did not screw myself over by getting fired, because a lot of things apparently need 5 gold. Please tell me there's other ways to make money, please. I need money. I must pay Horatio back and also buy the things for Archie. Money, please. Please. Por favor. But yeah, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Even dislike if you choose because of my poor decisions in life. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye bye.